So this is how I would go about rebalancing a 401k that only has mutual funds. And this is what I actually did back before I quit my day job and I've been doing this full time. So back then I had a 403b plan. That's very similar to a 401k, but it was offered through a not-for-profit. I worked at a hospital. And so what I received from at the time it was TIAA, CREF, and Vanguard. So I had access to a whole bunch of different mutual funds that, to one degree or another, basically mirrored the returns of S&P 500, NASDAQ, Russell 1000, all the major indexes, right? Like basically doing the same kinds of patterns and movements that they were doing. So what I thought was great. Because they are mirroring the return of the market anyway, then I can trade them how I would trade the market. And so what I did was I found a long-term strategy. The long-term strategy was this. So if you go to the S&P 500 and you are long when it closes the month above the 12-month moving average, and hold until it closes the month below the 12-month moving average. Over a 20-year period, you basically double the return of the S&P. So it kills the buy and hold, right? So the main things that you ended up missing, if you go back and look at history, you would have missed the dot-com bubble, you would have missed the housing crash, and who knows what what they're going to call this most recently with the coronavirus, right? They'll label it that, but you get the picture, right? You're going to miss the major crashes with that kind of strategy, and because the drawdowns are so deep, it saves you, and you end up having much stronger returns. Now that's the first part of this strategy, right? The second part of this strategy is, well, which one of these mutual funds are you going to pick? The one that you want to pick is the one that simply mirrors the index, not one that's managed, but one that's going to mirror the index. And the reason why is because if you compare the returns of the managed ones versus the ones that simply mirror the index, it's gonna be pretty much the same, but for the managed ones, you have all the fees, all the management fees, all the taxes, right? Hey, you might be thinking, hold on, I'm in a 401k, I'm in a 403b, I'm in some kind of a tax protected one. Yeah, for when you later on withdraw it, or if you're making decisions in it, but for them, right, they're making the transactions in there, that's going to be subject to tax. So if you're paying the fees, you're paying the transaction fees, you're paying the management fees, you're paying taxes in there, and you're getting the returns after that, it's going to pale in comparison to what you would have had just with the standard ETF, the SPY or QQQ, since you're dealing with a 401k through one of these like a Vanguard or a TI, a CREF, or any number of other ones, then pick the fund that is simply mirroring the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or one of those, or pick the one that has the lowest management fee, and you'll dramatically outperform.